Do you struggle finding energizing breakfast options like I do? I tell you what, I struggle here, but a lot of other people do because I've been searching online and it's a commonly asked question: how do I get a high protein, low carb breakfast option? And a lot of times it takes a little bit of creativity. I'm gonna go through and talk about some recipes, but it's being mindful of the fact that most of the time, a lot of the breakfasts we eat are way too high in carbs and not enough protein. And I'm gonna go through and talk about what that effect has on your, hunger, your weight management, but also on why you probably want to gravitate towards definitely more high protein. And of course, we're going to talk about some of the way to overcome some of those challenges and a call to action that maybe you can do this week to maybe turn the tide on this a little bit. So I don't know about you, but when I eat a high carb breakfast, a lot of sugar things like cereal, toast, which I don't do anymore, with jelly on it, or maybe it's oatmeal. People think, well, oatmeal's really good. Oatmeals are very high in carbs, and a lot of times they're fast carbs. They're not slow. They're not necessarily something that's gonna, they say, well, they stay with you. Yeah, they're not ideal for a high protein, low carb breakfast. So here's the thing about one of the impacts of a high carb breakfast is gonna be your return of appetite. And this is from a study from Kilo Beaters, where they went through and they talked about, and they just summed it up like this: high carb breakfasts provide quick energy boosts due to the rapid conversion of carbohydrates to glucose, the body's primary source of energy. However, this immediate energy surge is often followed by a crash, leaving you feel tired and hungry shortly after a meal. So you get this big burst and you get your insulin release, and then you get this logy feeling, and now you're hungry again. So I used to remember when I used to have a bagel and cream cheese in the morning, which I don't do anymore. Very bad idea. You got carbs and fat, high carbs, high fat. But I would feel like, okay, this was really good, but I wouldn't make it to lunch because I was starving. So it really made my appetite actually go up. Now, here's what you want to do. We want to get a balance between carbs and protein. And if we can, we're going to err on the side of protein. All right? And that's going to help us sustain us longer throughout the day, at least till lunch, a little bit better. And there's much better benefits. Carbs are great for immediate energy. If you're going out to do a workout, you have some carbs in the morning, absolutely. If you're going for a big hike, but you want to balance that with some protein. But just every day, you want to think about higher protein. Here's one. This is from the NIH. They did a study on this, a clinical trial. They found that people that ate high protein diet overall had more, better weight loss, lower cardiovascular events. So they also reserve to have better energy levels throughout the day. So I got a feeling that a lot of people are starting to think about this, and I think more of them are starting to say, I got to do something. So I want to go through and talk about just 4 quick recipes. There's a lot. And on my blog on RxHealthyHabits.com, I go into a lot of detail on these. It tells you how to put them together. Very simple. I just chose 4 because there's more than that, but I wanted you to think about maybe how simple these are. There's avocado and egg breakfast bowl. People love bowls right now, very popular. Greek yogurt with nuts and berries. That's my go-to. My wife makes her own Greek yogurt. She controls the amount of carbohydrate in there with monk fruit, and it is and she uses buttermilk. Absolutely fantastic. So it's higher in protein, a little bit higher in fat than I like, but it's really lower in carb. And that's why I really enjoy it. And the taste is phenomenal. So that's a Greek yogurt with nuts and berries. You can buy it in the grocery store, of course, Greek yogurt. Spinach and feta, one of my go-tos. If I have to have a traditional, breakfast, give me an omelet, but give me it with spinach and feta, and go easy on the portion because they always make it too big, right? Here's one. Chia seed pudding with almond milk. Very popular today. That's a really big thing for a lot of people. They love the almond milk. So you just want to look for something, and you can get all the nutritional value of these online, and there's so many places out there to get this. I'm going to, like I said, in the blog, I'll go through more detail on each one, but I got to tell you, overall, you want to think about going this way because I think it's going to be really easy to incorporate these into your breakfast routine. And I think the feedback that you're going to get, from your own body, but I know I've gotten feedback from other people who've kind of gotten off of the higher carb breakfasts, and they tell me just how better they feel. And I can't think there's a better way to do it for weight control than that too. Let's do a quick call to action. What do you want to do next? I mean, you hear all this stuff and you say, okay, Joe, what do I do? Well, come to my blog or just go online if you want and find some high protein, low carbohydrate breakfast options and incorporate just one into your weekly routine. You might not be able to do it every day. You might say, well, I'm going to start just having one breakfast a week where I do this. But I would say incorporate at least one. I think what's going to happen is you're going to incorporate the one, you're going to want to add more to it. So I really encourage you to do that. So sometimes we hear all this stuff and we say, yeah, that's a good idea, but we don't do it. So your step this week is to do one breakfast like that. So come to my blog, check it out. I think you're going to like the Greek yogurt, berries, and nuts, but that's my opinion. But anyway, go for it. And I tell you what, if you like some of our information, subscribe to our channel and also get on our newsletter. send me an email to RxHealthyHabits@gmail.com and say to me, hey, Ed, I want to get into your weekly email, because we send stuff out like this out with the blog and with the videos embedded. So hope that information helps. And until next video, stay strong, stay healthy, and start looking for your high protein, low carb diet this week and make it happen.